A life of unparalleled luxury, where palaces are just playgrounds and private jets are the daily commute. This is a woman who's not just living this life, but using it to change the world. This is the story of Princess Ameera Al-Taweel, a Saudi Arabian royal whose life is like a fairy tale, but with a modern twist. Once upon a time, a girl named Ameera bint Aiden bin Nayef Al-Taweel Al-Otabi was born in November 1983 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But don't let that string of names fool you. Her early life was far from the glittering world of royalty we might imagine. Ameera's childhood wasn't all golden spoons and diamond tiaras. Her parents divorced when she was young, leaving her to be raised by her mother and grandparents. This wasn't the typical upbringing for a future princess, but it shaped Ameera in ways that would later define her. Growing up, Ameera dreamed of becoming a heart surgeon. She was captivated by the idea of saving lives, studying hard with this goal in mind. But life had other plans for her, plans that would take her far beyond the operating room and lab coats. Instead, she graduated magna cum laude from the University of New Haven with a degree in business administration. But that's not where her story ends. At 18, Ameera's life took a dramatic turn. She was interviewing Prince Al-Walid bin Talal for her school paper. Prince Al-Walid, a member of the Saudi royal family and one of the world's wealthiest individuals, was impressed by her intellect and confidence. This chance meeting sparked a whirlwind romance that would change Ameera's life forever. In 2008, at just 25 years old, Ameera married Prince Al-Walid. Suddenly, she was catapulted into a world of unimaginable wealth and luxury. Imagine waking up one day to find yourself married to a man worth an estimated $40 billion. That's the equivalent of about 133 million average American salaries combined. Their wedding was a spectacle of opulence that most of us can only dream about. While the details were kept private, we can imagine an event of extraordinary grandeur. Picture the most lavish wedding you've ever seen, then multiply it by 1,000. That might get you close to the scale of Ameera's royal wedding. But Ameera's story doesn't end with happily ever after. Her marriage to Prince Al-Walid opened doors to a life of luxury beyond imagination. But it also gave her a platform to make a real difference in the world. As a princess, Ameera's lifestyle was the stuff of legends. Multiple properties around the world? Check. A private island in the Caribbean? Of course. Luxury apartments in London and New York? Naturally. Her car collection alone would make most car enthusiasts weep with envy. We're talking about some of the most exclusive vehicles in the world, each one a symbol of her status and exquisite taste. But here's where Ameera's story takes an unexpected turn. Instead of losing herself in this world of excess, she used her position to advocate for change. Prince Al-Walid appointed her as the vice chairperson and head of the executive committee of the Al-Walid bin Talal Foundation. This role allowed her to launch and support numerous humanitarian projects worldwide. Ameera's philanthropy took her to places far removed from the glittering world of Saudi royalty. She traveled to Burkina Faso to inaugurate an orphanage, providing education and healthcare to children who had nothing. When floods devastated Pakistan, she was there, overseeing the distribution of aid to victims. But Ameera's impact wasn't limited to developing countries. She also made waves in the academic world. Along with Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, she formally opened the Prince Al-Walid bin Talal Center of Islamic Studies at the University of Cambridge. It's not every day that a Saudi princess stands alongside British royalty to open an academic center. But for Ameera, it was all part of her mission to bridge cultures and promote understanding. Her work didn't go unnoticed. At that same event, Prince Philip presented her with an 800th anniversary medal for outstanding philanthropy. Imagine the scene. A young woman from Saudi Arabia being honored at one of the world's oldest and most prestigious universities for her contributions to global philanthropy. But perhaps her most passionate cause has been advocating for women's rights, particularly in Saudi Arabia. Now, you might think that being a princess would make this easy, but in a country known for its conservative views on women's roles, Ameera's outspokenness was revolutionary. She used her platform to speak out on issues like women's rights to drive in the kingdom and the broader empowerment of women in Saudi society. This wasn't just talk. Ameera was putting her money and influence where her mouth was, using her foundation to support programs aimed at women's empowerment. Ameera took her message to the global stage. She appeared on major U.S. networks like NBC's Today and CNN International. She wrote for Time magazine and Foreign Policy magazine. In these appearances, she didn't just talk about the specific issue of women driving. She addressed the broader topic of women's empowerment and their ability to contribute fully to Saudi society. Her approach to reform, as she described it, was one of evolution, not revolution. In a speech at the Clinton Global Initiative, she said, "People take their voices to the streets when they are not heard by their governments. If we want stability in the region, we must build institutions of civil society so people can channel their demands through these institutions. If we want prosperity in the region, we must invest in young people through encouraging enterprise." Her advocacy work also made her become a member of the Board of Trustees of Silatech, an organization focused on youth employment in the Arab world. She understood that creating jobs and economic opportunities was crucial to addressing unemployment and promoting stability in the region. Finally, in 2011, she received the ITP Special Humanitarian Award on behalf of the Al-Walid bin Talal Foundation at the Arabian Business Achievement Awards ceremony. She also made a stunning debut on the CEO Middle East 100 Most Powerful Arab Women 2012 list, ranking 4th. An impressive feat for a newcomer. However, this outspokenness came at a cost. Reports suggest that her public advocacy led to tensions within the royal family. In 2013, Ameera and Prince Al-Walid divorced. But even this setback couldn't dampen her spirit or her commitment to making a difference. After her divorce, Ameera didn't retreat from public life. Instead, she doubled down on her philanthropic work. She became a member of the Board of Trustees at Silatech, an organization focused on creating jobs and economic opportunities for young people in the Arab world. In 2018, Ameera's life took another dramatic turn. She married Emirati billionaire Khalifa bin Bouti al-Muhari in a lavish ceremony at the Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte outside Paris. The guest list featured figures like Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King. The chateau was closed off to the public and transformed into a fairy tale setting. Over 20 white horses lined up for attendees, a blue carpet for the royal procession, and a spectacular fireworks display to conclude the night. The event was so exclusive that guests had to sign non-disclosure agreements. Now, what did get reported that weekend was some movie-worthy drama. $1 million worth of jewelry was reported stolen from a suite at the Ritz, Paris. The victim, an unnamed Saudi princess. So it could very well have been Princess Ameera herself. But the strangest part isn't that. The real mystery is that the jewels weren't in a safe, and there were no signs of forced entry into the room. And as if there weren't any concerned parties, they were reported to the police a full 3 days after the robbery. Who wouldn't be upset about losing $1 million worth of jewels? Well, of course, people who have plenty of money. Today, Ameera's net worth is estimated to be around $200 million. But remember, she's married to a billionaire with an estimated net worth of $1.2 billion. But here's the thing about Ameera. She's not happy to simply live a life of luxury. She continues to use her wealth and influence to make a difference in the world. She's the founder and CEO of Time Entertainment, a company that aims to produce meaningful content that can inspire and educate. And her philanthropic work remains a significant part of her life. She continues to support causes close to her heart, particularly women's empowerment and education in the Middle East. Her approach to philanthropy is hands-on. She doesn't just write checks. She gets involved, visits project sites, and uses her voice to advocate for change. And that's the most inspiring part of all. Did you enjoy this video? Then you'll love the rest of our channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell now.